We were on our way to the hospital, and out of nowhere, dude, pinches putazos. Like, literally, like...
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 26. I am your host, Alanized, and this is Noche de Pendejadas. Noche de Pendejadas is a weekly episodic show where I go ahead and bring your favorite influencers to chismear, have a cocktail, and see what the fuck they've been up to. So si tú quieres ver a tu influencer favorito, hazme un pinche gran favor, amiga, and drop their username down below porque a lo mejor te lo traigo para la semana que viene. La semana pasada, you guys, tuvimos a un guest super chingón, pero esta semana no los vamos a decepcionar tampoco. Please help me welcome my guest tonight, Stephanie94’s. Hello. How are you?
I'm doing good.
You guys, I've been knowing Steph ya por un poco tiempo. I hit her up and I was like, girl, come on the show. Ya te había mencionado like a couple, a while back.
And
though.
I think you forgot.
Para todos ustedes allá en casita que no conocen a Stephanie, I'm gonna go ahead and send it over to her para que ella les diga un poquito más de quién es y qué hace.
Hi guys, my name is Stephanie. I do a little bit of everything. I do makeup tutorials on Instagram. I also do TikTok, and I do have a family channel on YouTube, and it's called The Gems Family. I have two beautiful girls, and I also have a fiance who I've been with for about 12 years, and I was born and raised in South Central. My mom is from Nicaragua, and my dad is from Guadalajara, Jalisco.
Period. You know, it's so funny that you mentioned that. When I first started my YouTube channel, I was actually going to call it The Jam Life.
Oh, no way.
Because my initials are Jose Alan Macias.
Oh,
so
shit.
when I saw you that, I was like... And then I realized it was your guys' initials too.
Yeah.
But it was so funny. Do you remember when we met or no?
Yes.
When? A ver.
Annette's launch party.
You know what's so
Beauty
funny?
Creation?
Te voy a dar una exclusiva, which is something I've never told you. La primera vez que la conocimos, you guys, we had already been following you, pero nunca la habíamos conocido. Me acuerdo que
Wait, you were following me too?
No. Annette knew you.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think
Annette.
I met you that night. You know, we ended up partying together. We ended up even going to Esmeralda's house for the after party.
Yeah.
And algo chistoso, you guys, which is so crazy because ya que la conocemos ya los vale. But at the beginning, I remember when I met you, I'm always very standoffish because I'm the type that my humor no es pa' todos. And I feel like a veces la gente te mira like en persona and they're like, oh my God, he's kind of rude or he's kind of this, he's kind of that. Pero así soy yo. Like, yo así soy rude. I remember the first time I met you, I remember hasta le agarraba así a Danny y también a Annette, and I was like, no digan too much because we don't know her yet. Like, no digan too much. Like,
yeah, because it was our first time meeting each other.
Yeah, and there was a lot of drama going on that night. That night había mucho drama. So I was like, shh, cállense, no digan too much porque no sabemos si va.
Acá está la newbie.
I'm like, we don't know si mañana vamos a salir todo esto en un video en su canal. You know, which is so crazy that now, fast forward now, we see you all the time. We're always like, Steph. You've become one of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, dude. Like, you guys didn't know me, you know, and I obviously, you know, like, you guys were, you know, like...
It was like a little grupito, and then, like, she was hanging out with us that night. We were like, fuck, like, should we trust her? Should we be like how we really
but it
are?
makes sense.
But it was fun. It was fun. Y aquí ya la tenemos, you guys. Yo recientemente empecé dieta, and supuestamente yo no voy a tomar. So, si yo no voy a tomar, tampoco me invitaba, you guys. So, hoy, honestly, though, tampoco no tenemos ahorita alcohol in the house, which sucks because, like, there's always alcohol in this goddamn house.
Yeah.
But, you know, hoy Dios no quiso que tomara, so we're gonna drink some water. I'm like, cúbrele el nombre, porque no nos están pagando.
I'm dead.
So we're gonna drink a little cheers to water.
Cheers.
I really needed this, bitch. I felt dehydrated all day.
It's hot.
Whew.
It's really hot.
Antes de que empecemos con el chisme y todo, I want to know a little bit more about you. Yo pienso que la gente allá en casita, you know, you do a lot of the makeup. And I feel like this is something that I've always said with makeup artists or makeup influencers. La gente te conoce del maquillaje y ya de fuera de eso, mucho no te conocen. You know what I mean? So I want to know a little bit more about tu juventud, your childhood, and what you were doing before becoming an influencer.
So, like I said, I was born and raised in South Central. We grew up, I wouldn't say poor, because I feel like when you mention poor, like for me, I just feel like poor is like when you live on the street, you know, like, you know, you don't have food. But I did grew up like less fortunate. Well, at the moment we had a small family and we were living in this tiny house, 1 bedroom. And at the moment we were 7 of us. We all shared bedrooms. We all shared the room. It's, I don't know. I feel like it's, I don't know, like people take it the wrong way, but we grew up with food stamps, you know, EBT, and there was moments where like we didn't have anything to eat, and I still remember to this day, like for me to eat something, I would eat like tostada with mayo and tapatio. I would literally eat that just to get full, you know, the tortilla with the weenie and, you know, ketchup.
Those are bomb.
But it was, for me, it was kind of like, I would look at the fridge, it's like, damn, what do I eat, you know? Well, one time I remember clearly that I would eat hot Cheetos just to get full because, like I would literally go to the street. Like I would literally be like, why no chips get me full? So I would go to the store and then just buy a bag of chips just to get me full, you know? And I feel like, honestly, I'm very thankful that I grew up that way, because it made me the person that I am today. Like, I feel like everything that I gone through and everything is for a reason. And nowadays, to be honest with you, like, kids have it so much easier, literally so much easier. And I feel like for us, when parents say like, oh, I want to give the best to my kids and all that, I just feel like for me, I don't want to give too much to my kids, because I feel like I want them to kind of not struggle, but like, exactly. Yeah. So, you know, it's good that you want to give the best life to your kids, which, you know, same. But I just feel like for me, the person that I am today is because of the way I grew up.
Are you the oldest of your siblings?
No, I'm the second oldest.
How did you feel like your responsibility at the time was being the second oldest?
It was hard.
I mean, if you guys were 7, obviously, ¿cuántos hermanitos tuviste menores que tú?
At that moment, when we were living in the tiny house, it was my older sister, and then it was me, and then it was 2 of my younger sisters.
Did you guys feel like more responsibility siendo las más grandes?
For me, not that much. I feel like it was more for my older sister. She like kind of like took the second like mom role.
You grew up así. How is it like, you know, ya in your teenage years? Ya cuando uno agarra grande and you're living like that, you're like, fuck, I need to get a job. I need to do this para ayudar en la casa. Was there ever a moment like that for you growing up? Like, fuck, me tengo que poner las pilas también yo because my parents necesitan de nuestra ayuda también?
To be honest, I don't feel like the whole growing up and like getting a job was like my mentality when I was a teenager. Me and my mom back then, we didn't have that bond that we have now. And I honestly, like my mom, she lost her mom when she was 24 years old. And I feel like my mom was a very young mom. Like if my mom right now, she's 45 and I'm 27. So she had us at a very young age. So she lost her mom at a very young age, and she only had her and her brother, which is my uncle. And she adopted him, you know, and then she had to take care of my uncle plus us. And I just feel like my mom growing up, you know, young, it didn't give us that bond. I feel like my mom was still growing up. So me growing up in my teenage years, I feel like, I don't know if for some reason that made me, you know, my teenage years, I will get into physical fights in middle school.
Oh, damn.
I was really bad. I was like a rebel.
Yeah.
I always, for some reason, I don't know why, but growing up, I just wanted to fit in. I just wanted to have friends. Yeah. So I feel like in middle school, I went into that. Like I went into wanting to cause fights because, you know, I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be the cool kid. Like, oh yeah, like she's, you know, like, you get me?
No one's going to bully you because I'll fuck you up.
Yeah, kind of thing, you know? And it was like bad growing up. I feel like, you know, because of now, like I see that as like, I was so dumb. Yeah. But that's how I grew up. Like I was getting into physical fights probably every single week. I was getting into like a new fight and this and this and that and ditching, and it was just growing up. Like I just felt like that, you know, that was just how I feel like I took that growing up, you know. Do
you feel like ya de adulta, ya que obviamente tú tienes, you know, consentimiento de everything that happened to you as a kid, do you feel like, you know, maybe not just in your situation, but I feel like even people watching at home, do you feel like home life has a lot to do with, you know, como dices tú, you were rebelling, you were doing this, you were doing that. Do you feel like your home life affected all of that?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
In what way?
I didn't have that communication with my mom. I feel like, you know, the communication wasn't there. She was doing her own thing, and I feel like my older sister, she got pregnant at a very young age. She got pregnant at 14. So I feel like my older sister grew up fast, and she kind of, you know, like was already like a mom, and you know. And for me, it was kind of like I just wanted attention. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to have friends. I wanted someone to be there. Yeah. You get me? And I just feel like that's the reason why I did what I did, because I I crave the attention, you know?
So like basically, in other words, like you're like, si no me están poniendo atención en la casa, I know there's ways I can get attention in school.
Exactly.
Or somewhere else, you know, like fuck, I'll get in a fight and they're gonna a huevo call my mom.
Yeah.
Y mi mamá a huevo va a tener que ponerme atención aunque sea for a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
¿Tú no le tienes ahora en día resentimiento a tu mom?
No, because I feel like now as I'm older, and I understand more. Back then, I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Back then, it was like my mom separated from my dad when we were young. Like, I didn't have my dad growing up like that. So it just had to do a lot with, my parents separating, to my mom not really being there. And, my sister, like, not really being there because she was a mom at a young age. And it was just me. And you get me? Like, I just feel like that, like, it just, the fact that, like, I didn't have both parents, it just made me, like,
And now, a word from our sponsor. Summer is here. With the smell of fresh blooms and the sun shining down on us, you can't help but feel inspired to spice things up and explore your inner desires and fantasies. Find stories that match your mood this season on Dipsea. Dipsea is an app full of hundreds of short, sexy audio stories designed by women for women. They bring scenarios to life with immersive soundscapes and characters no matter who you're into or what turns you on. Find stories about the intriguing coworker with a British accent or hooking up with a hot yoga instructor. They even have stories designed specifically for your zodiac sign. New content is released every week, so in between listening to your favorite stories again and again, you can always find something new to explore. Tipsy also has sleep stories, wellness sessions, and now they also offer within stories. It's your go-to place to spice up your me time, explore your fantasies, or heat things up with your partner. I highly recommend Dipsea because I love the variety of stories that they offer. For listeners of the show, Dipsea is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/Alan. That's 30 days of full access for free when you go to dipseastories.com/Alan. That's dipseastories.com/Alan. Cuando ya crece, they have their own kids, empiezan a entender un poquito más why your parents did certain things. And a veces you start to be like, maybe it wasn't their fault. Especially like us being Latinos, growing up in the States, like your parents are just trying to do whatever they got to do to like have techo over our head, have a plate. Aunque no, a lo mejor no fue un steak, pero tuvimos comida. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you went from, doing all this in middle school, high school. How did all that connect to, you wanting to start on social media? ¿O fue de pura casualidad? Started posting and it took off? Or cómo fue eso? You're like, you know what? Un día me voy a sentar and I'm going to become an influencer. What were you doing before even then?
So I graduated high school, but I graduated late, but I mean, still graduated. But, so I graduated high school, and for some reason, I wanted to be like in the medical field. So I graduated, UEI, I'm a medical assistant, and I worked in a clinic for a whole year. And then that's when I got pregnant by my second baby. I worked the whole 9 months in the clinic. And once I gave birth, I was just home. Home. And I'm like, for some reason, I wanted to get into like the eyeshadows, because I would do makeup. But I'm like, I want to do more of the eyeshadow looks. And I would be literally on YouTube for hours trying to learn like the techniques,
Yeah.
So then I remember my sisters were like, dude, you get ready every single day. Why don't you just film it? And I'm like, I don't know. And I was kind of like iffy about it. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I get ready every single day. Why don't I just film it? So I just started filming, me getting ready. And it was something that I just feel like it came natural. Like I would get ready and I had my little one in the back. And I would just, every single day, dude, I would post from Monday through Sunday.
Yeah, bitch.
I would post like constantly. Like I was consistent. And I started seeing comments. I'm like, oh my God, your daughter in the back, and she would get a lot of attention, and I feel like honestly, a lot of moms looked up to me for the reason that I was getting ready while my daughter was in the back. And it was kind of like, damn, if she can get ready, I can get ready too, So I just started posting and, it just,
¿En qué momento, you obviously tenías a good stable job, because you went to school, you were working in the field that you went to school for. At what moment in your career were you like, fuck, tengo que decidir, I can't do both? Because I feel like a lot of people too online think that it's easy to be able to do both. I feel like at a point doing social media, it takes up so much of your time that it's either one or the other. Did you ever have a point where you're like, fuck, I'm gonna quit my job y dedicarme a esto full time?
I did like working in the medical field. I enjoyed it because I was front office and I enjoyed being busy, and I also loved the makeup. So And when in the beginning of when I gave birth, I was so like, no, I want to go back to work. I want to go back to work. And then, my fiance was like, no, just stay home. Like, our daughter's still small. And thank God, because honestly, like, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of men that are like, okay, if I work, you work too, and he gave me the opportunity to stay home. He's like, you know what, like, she's still small, just take care of her. And I'm like, okay, well, I just continue to do the makeup. And I was like, you know what, maybe when she turns 3 months or even a little bit older, that's when I'll go back to work. I'll go back to work. So I just started doing it, and honestly, it just felt like I loved the makeup more than I wanted to go back. Because I feel like, working in the medical field, I graduated. I am a medical assistant, but I just love the makeup even more, that I chose to do that. And thankfully, I had a partner that was very supportive. I'm very thankful for him, because he let me do what I wanted to do,
For your success, I feel like one of the key factors has been your consistency.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Acabas de decir, you were posting from Monday to Sunday, que mucha gente no hace eso, first of all. Second of all, I feel like una cosa that I feel like everyone always says, be consistent, but no one really believes it. Even when I get told, like, what's an advice you have for an upcoming YouTuber? I always say, be consistent. Todos dicen, oh, like, that's everybody says that, but it really is being consistent, because I remember when I started following her, I was like, oh my God, apenas miraba un video, luego I would refresh her page and she already had a new one. How has it been for you, being a full-time creator and still being a mom, a sister, and a wife? How has it been for you to juggle all of that?
It honestly, sometimes it gets tough, because you try, like, for me, people, like, at one point, I'm like, you know what? Like, people see, like, me getting ready and my daughter in the back, but they don't see, like, me pausing the video. And it's like, damn, she's crying. I'm not going to show her.
Shut up! Cállate. Eso es lo que la gente no mira. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like, I would pause the video and it's like, okay, what do you want? Like, I had to, be a mom, and then, I will give her whatever she wanted, the attention, and then go back into filming. And like, my sisters were like, why don't you just show the raw? Because you're not, people are like seeing like how amazing it is. And so social media is not amazing, like how people make it seem, like a lot of creators do say.
She's like him. No, but it really isn't though.
It's not,
I feel like people forget
easy.
that we're fucking human beings
exactly.
too. Yeah.
I would get so much, like in the beginning, I would get so much hate. Like, I remember this comment of someone saying, oh my God, stop doing your freaking makeup and pay attention to your daughter,
Oh shit.
And like that, I screenshot it and I sent it to my sisters. I was like, oh my God, can you believe this? Like, dude, what the heck? Like, because in my head, I'm like, dude, I am paying attention to her,
Like, no se está muriendo. It was like I can see her with the reflection.
Yeah, like I'm like, the mom shaming, the fact that like my daughter was in the back, and I'm like, dude, you guys just see me getting ready and whatever, but at the same time, I'm still paying attention to her, but people don't see that,
Like, me being honest, I remember me and Annette used to send each other videos, like your videos, and Annette would be like, oh my God, her daughter looks so cute. Look at her daughter. And it's crazy because a veces la gente ponía atención a tu daughter.
Yes.
I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I'm watching the makeup tutorial. Like, I forgot I'm over here trying to learn how to do my makeup. But it's crazy because that comes, you're showing off your kids online. Y como dices tú, it exposes you to all the mommy shaming.
Oh, yeah.
¿Cómo le has hecho tú to not take all that mommy shaming too personal? Porque a veces pienso, como dice uno, métete conmigo está bien, pero cuando te metes con mis hijos es otra cosa. How do you deal with it online?
So it was honestly very hard. Very hard. Like, at one point I'm like, I can't take this, like, because people wouldn't shame me, they would shame my daughter, you know. And like you said, like, people talk shit to me, like, okay, fuck it, I don't care. But when it comes to your kids, it's kind of like, and one thing that literally helped me a lot is my sisters. They were like, dude, just ignore them. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not you, the one that they're telling, and I'm like, you don't understand. And
it's easy to say.
It's easy to say, but I feel like it was more love than hate. I would see those hate comments, but I just blocked, and that's it, and I just feel like a lot of people loved to see my daughter. Until now, dude, people are like, oh my God, I miss your daughter being in the back. My daughter's 5 now.
Yeah, because you just don't see her as often.
And I'm like, she's not gonna be in the back, like she's gonna be doing her own thing, but people are like, I want to see her in the back, and I'm like, it's not possible. She's already big, like she's not gonna stay in the back, but like,
did you ever be like, you gotta go in the back? People want you.
You want a candy? you gotta go in the back.
The candy's over here. Because you've been doing this for how long? I feel
4 years.
Damn, it's crazy because longer, no?
Like 4 to 5 years almost.
She's like 20 maybe. I know, but it's crazy because people see your children and not just yourself, but the people around you grow. And it's a crazy feeling like, oh shit, you look back at your old videos and you're like, damn, my baby was so like chiquita, and now you see her over here like casi diciéndole que le doy algo lo hace, you know what I mean? Dude. You started off with makeup and you were devoted with the makeup. So one thing I've always said is I started off with makeup as well, and over the years I felt like I had to like evolutionized with everything that was going on, and that's why I got into lifestyle. I still do the makeup, I still like the makeup, but people don't want to see the makeup all the time. And you started your YouTube channel where you've shared so much, your family, your kids. How did you felt like you needed to do that transition, or nomás te salió like, oh, I'm just gonna start showing my family? Or did you felt like pressured as an influencer, like shit, the makeup isn't like as popular as it used to once be in 2016, 2017. I need to evolutionize with it.
So I was still doing makeup. I was still like fully makeup. And then I'm like, you know what? Let me take it to YouTube. And then I started doing like challenges, with my fiance, and then, pranks. And then it was like, I feel like back then the makeup, like you will see a lot of makeup tutorials. And then now like people don't like to see like the colorful looks. People are just going natural now. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's just, you just go with what the people want to see,
At the end of the day, you guys, even though we're our own bosses, like, pues si no tenemos público, like, who the fuck are we gonna boss around? You know what I mean? So like, at the end of the day, you, like you said, you kind of have to do what the audience is like kind of wanting. And I feel like lifestyle at this exact moment is still where it's at. Like for me personally, you guys, I love the makeup. I love it. But people won't watch a 20-30 minute tutorial of me doing my makeup when they've already watched
thousands.
You know what I mean? Being on social media, yo pienso como tú acabas de decir, it's not always, fucking mariposas and roses. I feel like there's many moments, especially in someone's career, and someone that's been doing it as long as you, donde hay momentos donde you're like, you know what? Esto ya no es para mí. Esto, like, donde hay momentos donde uno se frustra mucho and you're like, I'm done with this shit. I am quitting. I'm gonna go back, find a normal job. Yeah. Was there ever a moment like that was so life-changing and eye-opening for you that made you feel that way?
Yes, definitely. For those that do not know, I did have a meet and greet, my first ever meet and greet. I was nervous. I'm like, oh my God, dude, like my first meet and greet, like is people gonna show up? Because at that moment when I had my first meet and greet, I wasn't, like I didn't have that much followers, so I didn't even know how I was gonna go. And at the end of the day, I've always had my family support, and I'm like, you know what, if my family's here, I'm good, So I ended up going to my first meet and greet, which was amazing. I mean, it was only like 30 people that went, but I was like, damn, 30 people showed up, and it was very hot. I remember, dude, that there was there was girls with their babies, and their babies were sweating, and I'm like, dude, they're waiting for me, like what, and that was just amazing. We had banda, we were just, it was amazing. It was amazing. So, there goes my second meet and greet. This business owner, she messaged me. She said, hey, I would like to have you on my store, do a meet and greet. And I'm like, yeah, like if my first meet and greet went good, amazing, this one will be better. And, so I had my second meet and greet. And I know a lot of you are, wondered whatever happened because I never posted it.
Yeah.
And so I had my second meet and greet, and, I was, hyped up, and I'm like, damn, my first meet and greet, like I can just imagine how this one's going to go.
Yeah, like if I had 30 the first one, I'll have 60 this one.
So I'm like, it's going to get even better. So, all my family, we were all there, and we ended up showing up. And when we showed up, there was no line, nothing at all. And
you're like, family, get in line.
Mom.
You're like, come on. Before you get off the car, like, y'all are not with me. Y'all are in line, right?
So I remember, like, just like the look of like, you gotta be lying. Like, this is a dream. Like, pinch me right now.
I'm like, they're inside about to be like,
they're gonna surprise me right now. And it's okay. So, yeah, we ended up, getting out the car. And it was kind of like, are you serious right now? Like, this is really happening, And it wasn't like, I was expecting fucking thousands of people. It, wasn't like, like that.
5, 10.
I'm like, at least someone, please, Like, but yeah, so we ended up, getting there. And I was like in complete shock.
You're like, what do
and
I say to
I
the
was
owner?
like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like I was doubting myself, like, wow, like people don't want to see me anymore, and just a bunch of thoughts going through my head. And you know, like I was just there, and I mean, three girls did showed up, you know, that which I'm very thankful for. But compared to my first meet and greet, the second one was like in complete shock. And I remember, you know, we ended up the meet and greet, and I went back to my mom's house and I cried. And I cried because I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I can't do this. Like, what am I gonna say? Like, people were like, oh my God, they were excited. Like, my followers were excited to see like how my meet and greet went. You know, people that couldn't show up, that were like in different, you know, so I'm like, what? Like, I wanted to. Like, I just wanted to quit social media because I'm like, dude, I can't believe like this actually happened to me. And I had my family, you know, telling me like, it's okay, you know, if the first meet and greet and the second meet and greet, it's gonna be fine. And that at that moment, I just wanted, I didn't want to do anything with social media. I just felt like people didn't show up because, you know, they didn't want to fuck with me anymore, you know. And that at that moment, like it was very bad. But you know, years passed by, and this other business owner hit me up. She's like, hey, I want to do a meet and greet. And I'm like, girl, you're not seeing the second meet and greet? Because are you sure you want to do this?
She's like, damn.
Are you sure? No, just kidding. No, I mean, I've never talked about this.
Yeah.
I've never told anyone because I feel like I'm embarrassed to even say. But at the same time, it's like, no, I shouldn't be embarrassed because, you know, it's part of my journey. Yeah. Like, so my third meet and greet, I remember that I was getting so much anxiety, and I'm like, I feel like it's gonna happen again. And I was like looking at my sisters, and I'm like, dude, I can't do this. Like, I can't. And they're like, dude, just relax. Like, just relax. You know, we're here for you. Yeah. And I remember, you know, my third meet and greet, those doors open, and I hear like, wow. Legit started bawling my eyes out, dude. And I like me persina, I'm like, thank you, God, dude, because at that moment I wanted to give up. And that was honestly a life lesson for me, and for a life lesson in general. If you fail, get yourself back up, because at the end of the day, dude, something that was stopping me was fear. And living in fear, you're never gonna succeed, you know. And that's something that I feel like I'm very, very glad that I did, because I knew that, you know, I picked myself up and I still continue to do what I love to do. And
you know what's crazy? I feel like it takes a lot of balls and a lot of courage to like admit that happened to you, because, you know, even me, you guys seem, that's happened to me before too. I remember back in, want to say 2015, 2016, I had done a meet and greet in OC with one of my friends at the time, and it did amazing, right? It did amazing. A good amount of people showed up. And then I had, that same day of that meet and greet, I had gone to the mall, and there was a boutique there, and they're like, let's do a meet and greet this weekend. Keep in mind that my first meet and greet was maybe like 10 minutes away from where like this boutique was. And I was like, homegirl, like, I just had a successful meet and greet right now. Like, no one's gonna pull up in 2 days again after they just met me. You know what I mean? The girl went, well, see. And I was like, fuck it, you know, you were getting paid. And I did it, bitch. And I pulled up and I was like, wow, it's going to be another successful event. Like, you know, hasta practicando cómo voy a tomar fotos con la gente. I showed up, dude. I showed up y nadie. Maybe like 2-3 people. Yeah. It was so bad, bitch. But
what you wanted to expect it,
the business owner was like, don't worry, we're going to go outside and do the sign. And I'm like, oh my God, like, vergüenza daba. You know what I mean? Ese entonces I probably had like 300,000 followers. And to me, I was like, bitch, how do I have all these followers? Exactly. But where the fuck are they in person? You know what I mean? And I feel like I told you, it's part of the motherfucking journey. It is. You see, even in VidCon, apenas pasó. I was supposed to do a meet and greet, but I told my manager, I'm like, bitch, I'm not going to do a meet and greet because I'm scared. VidCon is majority white. Like, people that go. Yeah. But even if you see TikToks, I didn't end up doing a meet and greet. But if you see TikToks, there was people that have 10 million, 20 million followers, and no one was. I saw on TikTok. There's this girl. No one. And it was crazy to me because I'm like, bitch, that could have been me. That could have been me. Because like even then, like to my panels, even though I was in a panel with like people that had like 10 million, 5 million, there wasn't a lot of people in the crowds. You know what I mean? So like I said to you, it takes a lot of balls to recognize that you had that failure, because a lot of people won't get on a platform and be like, I had a meet and greet and no one showed up. Because como tú dices, da un poquito de pena, and it makes you feel almost like, damn, if I say that out loud, the people watching at home are gonna make laugh at me, or they're gonna doubt my influence. Exactly. Like they're gonna doubt who I am online. So it's great that you were able to do that. and kind of use it as motivation. So watch out for the 4th meet and greet, bitch.
Hey.
I'm like, I better see y'all there. Antes de que nos vayamos al jueguito, you guys, se me había pasado una pinche pregunta que cuando empezaste a hablar de eso, se me pasó, se me fue la onda. But I want to go back to, you know, your childhood. You know, you talked about very briefly about your rebel days, que te agarrabas a chingadazos with whoever se te topara. Did any of, you know, those rebel days, did that ever lead you into problems that now as an adult, you're like, damn, I shouldn't have been there, shouldn't have done that?
Yeah, so I did talk about me wanting to fit in, me wanting to have friends, me craving friends. Like I just wanted friends. Yeah. Like I'm gonna throw my sister under the bus right now. So my older sister, she was the popular one. We were 1 year apart, and she was the popular one. She was the one that had the friends, and for me, I didn't have that. And I would see my sister like, damn, like, you know, she had the popular table and everything, and you know,
you're over there with like
yeah,
by
like
yourself.
the loners, you know. Yeah,
like, shout out to the loners though.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know, like, you know, I wanted friends so bad. So moving forward, high school, for some reason, I still wanted, you know, to like fit in, you know, and it caused me to like get friendships that were very bad influence. You know, in high school, like I feel like in middle school, you're kind of like growing up, but I feel like in high school, it's a whole different thing, you know? And, you know, when I went to high school, I got into party crews. I was going to flyers, you know, I would tell my mom quinceañeras, weddings, you know.
You're out there at the club, bitch?
No, not club, party, like flyers. Like they would have a house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, so like, like house parties, like really big
house parties. Yeah. So, you know, I was I think I was like 14, 15 years old going to, you know, flyers, house parties, you know, with older people, you know, and, you know, I feel like, you know, like I said, I didn't grow up close to my mom. So my mom didn't really check up on me like that. And, you know, I would just be like, oh, mom, I'm just going to go to some 15s, you know, and, you know, I would go and like do what, you know, dumb stuff. So I did had, you know, at a moment I had friends, right? Friends that I thought were my friends. And I literally learned a life lesson that I feel like after that what happened, I was like, you know what? You don't really need friends. Yeah. So I was with a group of friends, and I remember 2012, you know, we went, it was 2012 New Year's, and we went to a house party, and we were right there, you know, chilling, you know, whatever, drinking and all that stuff. And I was wearing high heels, right? And we were like next to a bonfire, and I remember, dude, that my heel got stuck on the because tenía like dirt, right? So we were right there, you know, everybody was having fun, everybody was drinking, you know, it was New Year's, and I remember that my heel got stuck on the dirt, dude, and tell me why I fell on the freaking fire pit. Like my ass literally fell on the fire pit, dude. I literally fell down, and it was like a total, like, instant, like I just was in shock. Yeah, like I was in shock, dude. Like I legit fell on the freaking fire pit, dude. And I remember the guy that was next to me, he's like, holy shit, and he like gets me up, and you know, I'm like, holy fuck, like I'm like in shock, like what the fuck just happened? So I remember my so-called friends were there, right? And, you know, they just wanted to keep partying. They wanted to, you know, to stay around and stuff. And I remember that I was like, fuck, like I just felt like it was burning and burning even more, you know? And I remember hearing in the side one of my friends saying like, she's fine. Like she's fine, shit. She's good. She'll because, get over it. Yeah, like she's good. Like, you know, she'll be fine right now. And then the guy that literally picked me up, he's like, no, she's not fine. Like she literally just fell on the freaking fire pit, you know?
Like she has fucking burned.
Yeah, so then I'm like, you know, like trying to like get myself together while hearing, you know, my friends that didn't like, because the guy was like, we need to take her to the hospital. Like this, you know, like she fucking, you know, fell. And they were like, no, she's good. Like she'll be fine right now. And I remember that they didn't want to fucking take me. And then, you know, the guy was like, you know what? No, we're going to take her. Yeah. So, you know, point is we got inside the car, and it was, you know, my friends were there. And I remember it was one of my friends in the front, y estaban two on the side of me. And I was right there, you know, we were on the way to the hospital, and out of nowhere, dude, pinches putazos. Like literally, like my two friends were literally like just, you know, like throwing hands at each other, and I'm like right there fucking burning my ass and everything. You know, they just started like fucking
for no reason?
No, because the one that was in the front, she was like, how the fuck can you say that you don't want to take her to the hospital? Like, she was defending me. Then the one that were beside of me, they were like, we didn't even say that, and I don't know why. So pinches putazos, dude.
Shit.
And then I remember it was in downtown LA, dude, and it was like around like 2:00 in the morning. The guy that was driving literally pulled over, and he told the girl that was defending me, my friend, he told her to get the fuck out of the car. It was 2:00 in the morning, dude, and it was in downtown LA, and it was New Year's. You know, obviously she was well dressed, so he literally kicked out of the car, and they literally dropped me off in the hospital, and they just took off.
Oh shit!
And after that day, I'm like, fuck friends. I don't fucking need friends. Like, I feel like it had to happen, dude, because I feel like I wasn't getting any better. Yeah. Like, I was partying Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. No, what the fuck? Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you know? Like, I was going out partying, and I feel like for
your mom's like, damn, tantas amigas tienes con de quinceañeras.
Yeah, like, I was going out every single weekend, and I just feel like that had to happen in order for me to realize you really don't need friends.
Do you keep in contact with
fuck
any
no.
of them? Not even the one defending you?
Yeah, the one that defend me, yeah, here and there, but the other ones, no. Friends, I do not need, you know, but I'm not gonna say like there's no such thing as friends,
yeah,
you know, because at the end of the day, you know, there is, but it's just like for me, I'm thankful that I do have my sisters that I'm very close to, and at this moment, you know, like
that's all you need.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you guys, so ya después de tanto chisme, como que también ya le tenemos que bajar, and we're gonna go ahead and move on to something a little bit more fun. We're gonna move on to the Wheel of Pendejadas. All right, you guys, so como pueden ver, Stephanie spun the wheel and she got...
Never have I ever.
Me and Steph are going to have 5 fingers up. Y hoy, en vez of us asking each other never have I ever questions, tenemos a su hermana, Pendejadas.
Hey.
And she's going to ask us 5 never have I ever questions.
Okay.
And basically, whoever puts more fingers down loses, right?
Yeah.
Never have I ever blacked out.
Yeah. A lot of times.
Yes. Do you have like a particular story?
No, dude, I will black out a lot.
She's like every day.
See, the reason why I black out, I'm just kidding. No, but it's because Jesse, like, he's like always like, he doesn't drink like me. Like, I feel like if he was to be like drinking like a lot, I don't think I would have had the courage to like black out, you know?
Because
he's taking care of me. Yeah. That's the reason.
Yeah, because you drink a lot.
I do drink a lot, dude.
She's literally like, when I've gone to parties with her, ella llega hasta la madrugada. Yo, after 12, I'm like, all right, you guys gotta go. Yes. I really do leave like around 12:01. Y tú te puedes quedar ahí tomando todas las veces.
Yeah, they literally had to kick me out.
Never have I ever gone skinny dipping.
No, I haven't.
That's when you go like naked?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Never have I ever cheated. Like before. Like not on my current relationship, but like in my old relationship.
Yeah. No, my current one.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, we've been together for... No, we've been...
Like niño vibes?
Yeah, we've been together for 12 years, so, I mean...
12 years?
12 years, yeah. So, you know, obviously we were young, and it happened, you know?
Never have I ever stood up a date. Like not show up?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I probably would just like cancel, but not like make them go and then be like, hee, not showing up.
I think maybe that's like for like Tinder people like that.
Maybe.
I don't know.
She's like, I don't know, people that be dating random people. I honestly don't. I feel like the most I've done is maybe like, oh, let's say we're gonna hang out today. Like maybe before even like hanging out, be like, hey, I can't anymore.
Yeah.
Like maybe like hours before hanging out.
Yeah,
you
but
know
not
what I mean?
like stood up.
But not like actually make them go and then be like, just kidding. It's a fake account. Imagine me. Never have I ever sent a nude. I'm like, fuck. Very little. There's not really many nudes out there. Like don't go looking for them. Okay. Yeah. Never have I ever spent more than $1,000 in one day. Yeah.
No.
I'm like yesterday. I'm like just
I'm too broke.
Bitch, I just got my fucking hospital bill, and it was $40,000, bitch.
What?
Yeah, I did a whole live about that, bitch. I'm literally shook. And I was only there for 2 hours, bitch.
Shut the fuck up.
Literally, bitch.
No.
I'm like, now si no me he morido los pinches costos, me va a morir por el pinche bill.
Holy.
Bitch, literally, I was like, never have I ever deleted a post because it didn't get enough likes. I did. Me all the time. I'm like, good thing you can hide the likes now. You guys, ese game en verdad que estuvo súper divertido. Before today's episode is over, I'm gonna go ahead and send it over to Steph para que ella nos diga what is next for Stephanie94.
I am very excited because I'm announcing something very soon, something that I've been working on, and I'm really excited to share with you guys. I just, just waiting for the perfect moment to actually share it. So if you guys want to know exactly what I'm about to announce, make sure you guys follow me on my social media to keep up.
So vayan para allá. I'm gonna go ahead and leave her social medias right there linked down below, as well as on the screen. They're gonna pop out. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow her para que estén pendiente con todo lo que les va a anunciar. And also don't forget to follow me to not miss any future episodes, you guys. And with that being said, thank you so much for being here with us today, platicar con nosotros and open up a little bit more. I know everyone at home enjoyed it because I did too.
No, thank you for having me. It's an honor.
And with that being said, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.